All right, everybody. So we are doing something different right now. We are going to do a big Giants Zoom call. So I have 3 Giants fans with me right now. One more is on the way. Stephie will be here in a little while. But you guys, thank you so much for being here. We're going to go around. We're going to introduce everybody. So Tova, why don't I start with you? So why don't you introduce yourself? Give how long you've been a Giants fan for. You can drop a Twitter handle in there if you want. All that good
Okay.
stuff.
All right, sounds good. So my name is Tova. I'm from Scranton, Pennsylvania. Yes, I know The Office. I get it all the time, so I have to throw it in there so I can feed everyone to it. I'm a practicing attorney. Became a Giants fan really through my dad. He's from Linden, New Jersey. So even though I'm in PA, Giants fan, I really actually came to become a fan during their first Super Bowl that I lived through, kind of by chance, and I stuck with it ever since. Went to school in Philly, which sucked for the fact that it's Eagles all the time. So I made my Twitter honestly to follow with Giants analysts. There's only so many times you can listen to Merrill Reese talk. So kind of got started there and ended up here. So having lots of fun just meeting everyone and being part of the community.
Yeah, and Stephie is here now. So once we get through Brandon and DJ, Stephie can introduce herself as well. So Brandon, why don't we go with you next?
All right. My name is Brandon. My Twitter is at NJRange. I was born and raised in New Jersey. I don't live there anymore, unfortunately. But living in New Jersey, you kind of are born either a Giants fan or if you're South Jersey, you're an Eagles fan. But luckily, I was from the North. So I've been a Giants fan all my life. Eli Manning is my childhood hero, basically. And I mean, that's really it.
Awesome. All right, DJ, you're up. We can't hear you. I think your mic's off. Stephie's gone.
Hold on. Let me check.
Oh, there we go.
We can hear you now.
Yep. Yeah, you're
Cool. So, all right. So I'm from New York City, Queens, obviously. The Giants. I've been a Giants fan since like 07. Kid, like 7, 8 years old. My first ever Giants game, I would say, like the Super Bowl. Like watching that Super Bowl, watching Eli Manning do the ball, Burris like in the back of the end zone, like that gives me chills till like this day. Watching that front four kill Brady and sack the hell out of him, it's just that shit just hyped me up as a kid, as a child, and ever since then, I just fell in love with the Giants. Feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like Eli to me I wasn't the biggest fan of him. He was inconsistent a little bit. Know what I mean? But but I still like the Giants though. I still love them stuff like that. Feel me? I love Tom Coughlin. I still do love Tom Coughlin. I hate Ben McAdoo. I hate Pastor to death. I can't stand him. I'm a judge now, even though it was a little bit, but
Yeah. All right. Awesome. So once Stephie comes back, we'll have Stephie introduce herself too. But yeah, I mean, I wanted to do this Zoom call so that we could kind of get a fan's overall perspective of this season, things that happened throughout this season, and just kind of have a big old conversation about hopefully the better year that's to come and hopefully a playoff run. So why don't we just start with our overall thoughts on this season? Very generic. What do you guys think? Was it good? Was it bad? Could it be better? Could it be, whatever? So Tova, we'll start with you again.
So I feel like if anyone follows my tweets, I'm a little bit on the pessimistic side. So I'm not gonna lie, my thoughts going into this season, I liked what I saw from Joe Judge leading up to the season. So I had high hopes for him as the team. I kind of I just wanted to see improvement, to be honest with you. So depending on how you view that as having high expectations, low expectations, I just wanted to see improvement. I think finding Joe Judge, which I know you said will be a topic down this conversation, but I think he was really one of the missing pieces. And I think just to see his passion for the team was, in my opinion, the highlight of the season. More than anything, I think finding a coach who shared just with that passion, was able to control the locker room and the players and like that. So I view that as an improvement of itself. I also thought the team seemed to kind of gel a little bit. Obviously, there's more work to be done, but I think they still, from what I wanted to see, the record doesn't reflect it, but I thought the pieces, you can see them coming together now. I think we're on a much more upward trend. So I'll leave it at that.
Definitely. Stephie, you're here. Can you hear us? I think you're muted.
I don't know what it is with Zoom, but for some reason I like have such a hard time with it. Every single time it's always a problem. So I'm sorry for that. I'm late, but
No worries. No worries. So we went around and like kind of introduced ourselves. So why don't you throw in Twitter handles, whatever you want to drop, and like kind of like how you became a Giants fan.
Sure. So I'm Stephie Smalls. Everyone met on Twitter, obviously. So my handle's at Stephie Smalls with 2 L's. Now I recently just bought Stephie Smalls with 2 L's. I had 3 L's as of like 2 days ago. So I'm very excited about it. And yeah, I became a Giants fan actually because of my mom. My mom's a huge football fan. So growing up, my mom was so passionate about it. And on Sundays, it was just, I'm come from an Italian family and it was just pasta and football and everyone kind of just sat on the couch and it's like the one time of the week that no matter what, everyone was getting along. So you kind of like, and growing up, I mean, watching 07, the 11 Super Bowl too, and those teams. So it was very easy to fall in love with them. My brother's 6 years younger. So that was kind of our thing that we had together. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, I think a lot of people 2007 Super Bowl was like our solidifying moment.
Right. Yeah. It's like I'm hanging on for dear life. Like it's basically a thread at this point, but like I'm hanging on.
All right. So Brandon, I'm gonna come to you now. Just like your overall feelings on this season.
This year I feel like Tova said, like about Joe Judge, I know we're gonna talk about him, but I absolutely love that guy to death. I think he was the missing piece, absolutely. But I feel like this year was like the first year that we could, as fans, could see the light at the end of the tunnel after the awful years we've had in the past 3 years. So I feel like it was a good year. We stayed competitive. We added a lot of good players, a lot of rookies that are really good and going to be really good. And I mean, like, we were competitive all year. Like, the Seattle game was huge, stuff like that. And I think it was just a good turnaround year, I guess you could say.
Definitely. DJ, what about you?
Yeah, so cool. So about the season, right? To me personally, man, like, I ain't gonna lie to you, I had the moments, honestly, as a fan. Like, I was like, damn, for me, they struggling out there. But honestly, yo, like, love Joe Judge, man. I love Joe Judge, bro. Like, that's my God. That's my dog. Like, that man is special, bro. I'm sorry, bro. He is special, man. And like, yo, from the team wise though, like, I felt like the offense was so trash this year, man. We couldn't score points. We couldn't do nothing. We couldn't like do anything. Feel me? Defense balled out. Pat Graham, yeah, that guy get away from me, man.
Pat Graham,
that guy.
yeah. Yes, yeah, we love Pat Graham.
Yeah, Pat Graham was cool. Like, everybody, feel me? Like, Daniel Jones disappointed me though. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I expected more from Danny this year, but hey, it happens. It's the NFL. You have down years, so hopefully next year he might come back stronger. So we'll see. And also, sure. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's all.
Stephie, what about you?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this season you have to look at it as a positive coming from where we've been. I think that Judge is amazing. They could not have selected a better head coach. We are so privileged to have him in this franchise right now. And I think it speaks volume that Patrick Graham didn't even take an interview, right? So he just took an extension, which that alone is going to start enticing players to come. That's what you want to is the whole goal this season for Joe Judge was to fix the culture. He said that. He said, we're rebuilding and this year is about culture. And I mean, he did that. When you watch the press conferences, they look a lot like the 07 team. They're able to handle themselves great. Blake Martinez at the end of the season tweeted that he wants to be a Giant for life. Like, what? Since when do players want to play for the Giants? That's the thing. You need players to be bought in. And I think that they got the players to be bought in. I mean, the defense went from being horrific to at one point in the season, they were 9th in the league, which is unheard of with our record. Like if it wasn't for the defense, we would have been so screwed. Like we would have been looking at a Jets record, right? So the offense, it's frustrating though. I mean, I'm not going to lie. That's probably, it's hard to see. I feel like every week you saw a different player all of a sudden show their true colors, but then the rest of the team wasn't on board. The O-line was very frustrating for me. I know everyone that follows me, that's kind of my thing that's pissed me off all year. Now it's coming out. Andrew Thomas had surgery today. Like, so he was playing on an injury. Like, what the hell is that? So it's hard. It's been frustrating to watch the offense. I think what they're lacking really is this wide receiver position is something that needs to get addressed. I think I want them to pay Gallman too. I think that one of the problems that the Giants have is that they're very use and abuse. Like we can't just rely on Saquon and Shep, right? Because they're going to get hurt, which is exactly what has happened. We can't have an O-line that's letting Danny get pummeled because he's going to get hurt. So we're not a team that recovers from injuries because we don't have enough depth for that. So it's frustrating, but I think we're trending in the right direction. I think Jason Garrett's a huge problem and it scares the crap out of me. I think that if he comes with us moving forward, I'm not excited. Like everyone can get excited about the draft all they want, and that's great. But it doesn't matter if we still are stuck with Jason Garrett. So I saw something interesting today. I don't know if you guys saw that someone recommended maybe they hire like a passing coordinator, which I think would be interesting. I think I would be okay if they did something like that because Garrett has had his moments. It's like he acts like he has amnesia and he's like stuck in Dallas. It's like, what are you doing? And then it's 3rd down and he just panics. So, because there were times where I'm like, yes, Garrett, that was great. And then all of a sudden he just stops. Like, what are you, just keep that effort from the 1st quarter to the 4th quarter and it'd be fine.
Yeah. 100%. Like you hit it on the head there.
We wasted all the targets on Ingram. I mean, this guy, I don't know if you guys saw it. He lost us 35 points this season and Slayton lost 11. That's the difference between our record and a winning record, right? So like, that's crazy.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, I think we can all agree that Jason Garrett is not the answer here. I think that Jason Garrett always wants to run the ball for some reason. I don't know why. It drives me insane. Like,
with the wrong person too. It's
we don't have Saquon. Like, why are you running the ball?
And then Gallman is doing great, and then you're not using him. Why? What are you doing?
I know it's like so frustrating because then also we've seen the way Danny can throw the ball. He tosses it.
Yeah. His accuracy is actually best like downfield.
20+ yards. He's one of the best quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And nobody believes us because Jason Garrett does not want to do it.
Yeah, everybody says like Daniel Jones is trash. Like he's really not. He's really actually a pretty good quarterback. And we saw him run all over the place this season. I mean, I know we saw
he fell.
Yeah.
We saw him fall.
That kid balled out though. He was too long.
He went and I literally said, I was like, this man is built like a green bean. He is going to start tipping forward and that's exactly
Ingram was the problem this year, really. I mean, you look at it, it's like Ingram and even Slayton, I expect more out of him to be.
I did too. I was super disappointed that Slayton was underutilized.
On that note, I don't mean to cut you off, but I have a stat right here that says average yards after catch per completion. And if anyone wants to take a guess where the New York Football Giants are ranked at.
We're probably last in the league.
We are last in the league.
Yeah.
And that should not be anywhere close compared since we have Darius Slayton who ran a 4 at 40. Evan Ingram's one of the most athletic tight ends.
Slayton has butter hands too. That's the thing that people don't realize. Like I watch film all the time. Slayton might get past the best balls. Like he gets past some really nice
hits
balls.
His chest and drops.
And then I don't know why Ingram jumps to get the ball. Just stay down. What are you doing? Just stay where you are.
Sometimes I wonder with Slayton if he was so underutilized that it almost like shocks him. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like he's sometimes just not in the player.
Not a number one.
Thrown in for a second. He's like, oh my God, wait. Like, what am I doing again? Completely forgot. I've been off.
Might have been milking an injury, maybe.
That too. I read that too. So
the Eagles game, he came off that one touchdown and he kind of
yeah.
And then he wasn't on the injury report, so I don't really know what happened there. But I think neither of them are number ones. There's no number one wide receiver on this team.
No, not even close.
We need to draft.
What were you gonna say, DJ? Go ahead. Yeah.
Bad. So I was saying hello. So I was saying we need another one wide receiver bad. Like, feel me? Like, we need Allen Robinson. That's what we need. We need to pay him money. Him or Kenny Galladay to come there. No Julio Jones. He's old. He's washed. Like somebody still in their prime that could, like, feel me, and then also stack up on receivers in the draft too. Like, just stack the deck, man. Stack the deck. Have all them toys out there and pick your poison, basically, bro.
It's an important draft.
Next year.
Very important. Yeah. So since we're on the topic of our receivers and things like that, let's talk about Evan for a second. Because
I'm gonna take a drink. No.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, so obviously Evan Ingram was not the best this year. Really
He's a Pro Bowler.
struggling.
He's a Pro Bowler.
Pro Bowler. I don't even care that he's in the
See
Pro
the video
Bowl.
of him that someone made, and it's like a collection of him dropping the ball.
It's a low life. It's a low life
Yeah,
mix.
Daniel Jones is so bad, or no one can catch the ball. He got the most targets on the team, and he doesn't catch the ball. It's crazy.
So what do you guys think is going to go down with Evan Ingram? Like, are we going to get rid of him? Are we going to trade him? Like, I need to know what's going to happen with him, because our tight ends are like completely just like ridiculous. It's like they're non-existent.
So Evan Ingram for me. All right, so this one, right? I think we need to add one more tight end to put pressure on Evan Ingram. Like, he needs to have that year where next year, if he can't fix it next year, he gotta go. Honestly, I'm down for Kyle Pitts, the kid from Florida, the tight end. Now, I don't know how we're gonna do it at 11 with the wide receiver or him, whatever it is, or sign a good and out there on the free agent market that might want a cheap deal, stuff like that. But Evan Ingram, nah, man, he needs to get replaced. He honestly, like this is it. I want to let him go now for a draft pick. That'll be fine. I'll be cool with that. Feel me? But I don't know, man. I think honestly, but if not, put pressure on the guy. This is it. If he don't come up next season, right, he got to go to, basically.
Yeah, I think that the one thing that really pissed me off this season, apart from like all of his drops, I think the main one was the drop in the Eagles game.
Yeah.
That could have cost us the game.
I literally have nightmares.
It costed us the playoffs. It costed us the playoffs. Let's be honest.
Like, that was the biggest one for me.
Bro. Oh man, bro. Wow.
Tova, I want to hear from you.
I mean, I feel like in regards to just Evan Ingram or for him, just on his topic, I mean, I just think he hasn't proven himself to be like, I get the stats, like if you can't make the big plays during the games, like that's kind of where I have a problem. And I just think like over and over and over, that was just an ongoing theme throughout the entire season. And I think like the only other problem though is I don't see the Giants parting from him because of it. I mean, the fact that he's got this Pro Bowl title, which I'm still so questionable. I think the whole thing is so questionable, but that's topic for another day. And I also just think the Giants as a whole clearly like don't really like disbanding from people, which is a whole other saga. I.e. like Jason Garrett, i.e. Dave Gettleman, that whole thing. I feel like it's one of those things where they have faith in him for some reason, and I do think his athleticism is good, but it's just not coming through. And when you lose these games and you can literally go back and really say like, this was the play, this was the make or break play. And I get the whole like it's a team effort if defense did this or if blah 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 did this and all these other factors, but like I can picture I was watching that Eagles game and I got like 4 hours of sleep that night because I was just so distraught. And then of course I go on like Twitter, like I just don't see. I don't personally think his athleticism outweighs the costly mistakes that he's made this season. However, I know the Giants aren't going to part from him, so I feel like I just have to observe, note it, and like accept it, which kind of sucks. But I think that's just the way it is right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's so many games that we were like, well, that cost us. He almost cost us the game against the
The Dallas
Cowboys.
game.
Cowboys,
Yes,
yeah,
he
like-
almost costed the Dallas game. He
Yet
kills
again.
momentum every game.
Yeah.
It's
Every time
absolutely astonishing.
I feel like I just watch it and then I'm just like the momentum's there and then like he has a play and I'm like, and it's gone.
Boom, it's gone.
And it's gone. Like there we go. Like
He literally drops the momentum for our team.
he does.
All
Like,
pun intended. All pun intended.
And then he'll have like one good pass a game, and you're like, oh, he's fine. And then he just messes up again and then again and again.
and it's that one good pass like keeps him on the team. I
That
feel
red-
like all the time. It's that like one that they're like, oh, he did something good. And it's like, yeah, but
here's all the
here's
drops.
the whole category. That
Here's
we-
all of DJ's interceptions that are on Evan Ingram. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
I like want to know what the Pro Bowl like people who were voting for him
So I
were
think that's
seeing.
Yeah, I think that's part of it too, is like, so the Giants are this team where it does get frustrating because they like kind of commit to players, and it's because they keep a culture there. It's like one of the only teams in the whole organization that like they really are, they're stuck on keeping guys that they think are good for the locker room, even if they're not good for the field. So I think a lot of Ingram's downfall was Garrett. I think that Garrett did not utilize him right either. I think that they were forcing him into the playbook when they probably could have been calling other plays. I mean, how many Ingram reverses did we see week 5? Like, holy crap, how many times are you going to call a play that he's going to drop? Like, just stop. It's like crazy. But yeah, it's, hard because we have like Caden Smith who he'll come in and have like a good game, and I'm like, I would almost rather you use him than have Ingram drop every single pass. But they picked up his 5th-year option last year. I think that he's going to end up staying, but you know what's frustrating is if he goes to another team, he's going to have success.
He's gonna ball out. He's gonna ball out.
He's going to go to a team that's low pressure. He's going to go to the Cardinals or the Ravens, or he's going to go to one of these teams and he's going to be a star. So I think that he just needs to get this offseason. So like, I want him catching 400 balls a day until the season starts. Like that should be his practice. That's it. Don't even do anything else with him. Just throw him the ball.
Like put the stick 'em. They're allowed to use that.
Figure it out.
Like just get it like 2 buckets and just stick his hands in it and have him like literally like Spider-Man sticking to things, because
so frustrating. Like it's like the most frustrating thing on that team, I think. And I think Jason Garrett makes it so much worse.
Yeah, Jason Garrett doubles that.
Woo! Like he makes it so much worse. And Evan stayed healthy this year. I mean, he was a little banged up at the end, but that's also not that common for him either. So it sucks that we didn't have someone in there that could make it happen. And to rely on a tight end as a wide receiver is what the problem is here. Like you can't, like, we need to decide what is he a running back? Is he a wide receiver? Is he a tight, like you guys need to decide. His blocking got a lot better. That's the only compliment I have. His blocking at the end of the season was awesome. But besides for that, I mean, I wouldn't cry if we got rid of him. I would take Pitts. If he drops to 11, I would take him and draft someone I would take him easy. He's too good.
Yeah. Well, all right. So let's talk about the draft for a second then. I kind of want like your realistic feelings towards it and like your unrealistic feelings. Like I think a lot of people would say that our unrealistic choice here would be Devontae Smith. Like everybody wants Devontae Smith. I mean, and if you guys watched the college play or the college championship on Monday, he was incredible and he didn't even play the second half of the game.
Yeah.
So why don't we like go? All right, Tova, I'll start with you again. What are you feeling for this draft this year, and like what do you want to happen for us?
So I personally I definitely would like a wide receiver or even a cornerback, but I feel like the issue is the O-line is just not fixed. It's getting there, but I think like it's been a narrative since like 2013, 2014. It just isn't there.
Fleming is still going to be on our team next year, and I'm going to literally freak out.
Like, I thought when Eric Flowers left, I thought he like took all the bad juju with him, and I was like, and it just nothing happened. Like I was so excited when he left, and I was like, this is it. Like, and then it's just no. And I think what's like, I just can't fathom how it has not been resolved. So I have a feeling, honestly, like I would love a wide receiver. I have a feeling they're going to possibly go with like like someone on offense, which like I like I said, I think it's just frustrating to keep wasting these draft picks when like something has consistently been an issue and it's not being resolved.
Yeah.
And like I feel like Eli could have played more, but that pocket just collapsed in like 0.005 seconds. And I think some of it's gotten better, but like DJ, like he takes hits and he gets it hard and he gets hit a lot. And I think like the fact that that just still persists is infuriating, but I'm wondering if, since some of the team has gelled together, if maybe they'll just like let this be the once and for all fix. So I kind of have to think that's where they're gonna go. I would like a wide receiver, but I also know to like lower my expectations when it comes to the draft. So
DJ, I can see that you want to say something, so you go ahead.
Yeah, I do. All right,
DJ,
so
don't say it, man. I swear to God, dude. I'm kidding. Don't do it. Don't do it. I like you. Stop.
nah. But honestly, draft. I want wide receiver. Obviously, I want wide receiver. Before this, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was on the quarterback train. I'm not gonna lie to you.
My God.
No.
I was on the QB train, but nah. Honestly, no. We're not going that route. I already know that. Whatever. It is what it is. But anyways, though, I would say Jamal Chase. or
Jalen Waddle.
Waddle's hurt a little bit though.
Yeah.
Feel me? The only offensive lineman I would want is Penny. What's his name? Sewell. Whatever his name is. Yeah. Oregon, but I know he'll be gone by the time we pick 11. He won't be there no more. So I would say wide receiver or Patrick Surtain as the corner, the like number 2 corner, or Mark Parsons from Penn State, the like defensive end, because we do need a pass rusher. We need a dominant pass rusher. And then that get the quarterback. You know what I mean? So I'll say that. But Jamal Chase is my pick for 11 though. I want him badly.
All right, Brandon, what about you?
So when it comes to draft time, I don't pay attention to college until like this time during the playoffs and stuff. So I tend to stay out of it. But it depends on how our free agency goes. If we do go out and get a Allen Robinson, a Kenny Golladay, then we don't really need a Jalen Waddle per se, right? So then I can see Patrick Surtain. That would be a good pick. But I mean, if we don't get an Allen Robinson or a number 1, I would go Jalen Waddle. I know he's hurt now, but we have plenty of time to heal that. As long as he's not doing what he was doing in the championship game, going out there hurt, we should be fine. So I would go wide receiver like Parsons. He's probably not going to be there. Like you said, Sewell's not going to be there. If Waddle or Jamar Chase is on the board, I say you take him. And if not, we go Patrick Surtain.
Stephie, what about you?
Yeah, it's interesting because I'm someone that doesn't think the Jets will draft a quarterback. So I think a lot of these guys actually will end up falling. I think Darnold played well enough that he has proved that they can win games. And I think if they're smart, which not that organization,
they're not.
They don't usually demonstrate that behavior, but with a new head coach, is that maybe the thing? I don't know. So I do think the Jets will stay with Darnold. If they're smart, they'll just play his contract out. And then when he's gone, then take someone. Because you look at it this way too, like if you don't have the number 1 pick, all you're doing is picking another Darnold. Darnold got taken 3rd overall for a reason. Like it's not because he was like, he could ball out in college. So is it because of him, or is it because he literally had a lunatic head coach and was in a shit system? So it's hard. So I think that they will drop. I don't think that Chase is going to be there. I think that is a little unrealistic. I think that Smith has a chance to drop. And I think that I like Waddle, to be honest. The problem with all of these guys, a lot of these receivers are not that big. Pretty small guys, which I'm not usually the one to care about that. I think if we were to get someone in free agency, which most people know I'm not a huge fan of, I don't really like the guys that are there. I have essentially an issue with each and every one of them, except for Allen Robinson. But I think that a wide receiver is 100% needs to be taken. Depending on the way it goes, is it possible that we could wait till if you could wait till the second round. Maybe, I don't know. I don't like the edge rushers. I think what they should do is try and patch that hole in free agency. I don't know who's available, but I'm not impressed with, there's really only 2 in the draft and they're not, like, I don't get super excited about them. So yeah, we need to address that, but I almost would be okay with us taking another corner before we do that, or taking another linebacker to help out Martinez. So a wide receiver is my biggest thing, and I hope they don't screw it up. There's this one player, Justin Ross. He didn't play this year. He still might enter the draft, and he would be a steal wherever this guy goes. Like, he would have got drafted top 5 had he not got surgery over the summer. So it'd be interesting if they're smart. They could maybe wait, use that pick for something better, and then in the second round take Ross, who I think would fit the system great. He's a big dude, like he's a really bodied receiver, and he's awesome. So it depends. I mean, it looks like Joe Judge was saying today that he wants to do what he did last year and like there's a lot of players that can be versatile. Like, they're going to drop to like way later that you can still make incredible football players. So we're lucky we have Judge, because I think he can produce. So I trust Judge. I just don't trust Gettleman. Like, he has broken my heart way too many times that I just don't. Him drafting gives me anxiety. Like,
yeah, no, and I think that hopefully what my feeling is towards this is that Judge is kind of gonna be like a voice of reason. So like, I think Gettleman will have like a thing that he's just like, let's draft a quarterback, and Judge is gonna be like, whoa. Take it easy, man. Like, just relax. So hopefully Judge ends up being some sort of voice of reason here. But I trust him. I think that this draft is going to be I think it's going to help us. I really want it to help us. I think that, we could get some solid people. I like the idea of drafting a linebacker, because like we could definitely use the help, and even an offensive lineman. Like, but then we picked, Thomas last year at 4. So it's just like,
what I would be cool with them taking, everyone's going to tell me to shut up, is I don't love Gates at center. I think we could move him over and he would play way better. I think that if we took someone, I don't know, or even if we found a vet in the offseason, I don't like him there. I think that he would be better served somewhere else. I think his snaps kind of stink. Like, he's high on a lot of them. I don't know if you guys remember I think it was it was the Rams game or Cowboys game where Danny literally was like, caught air to catch his snap. Like, he did that multiple times this season. Like, so, I mean, they're not going to do it. I think that he did good for what his purpose was. And he'll probably, I mean, the offseason is going to be big for this entire team. I think the O-line's so young that.
Yeah.
But you got to get rid of Fleming. I swear to God.
Oh my God.
I swear to God. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, yeah, it's like, it's serious. It makes me so mad. He is horrific.
He's
and I
awful.
think that they like him the way that they like Ingram, which is scary.
He's awful. He's awful. At least gets one holding call every drive.
He's so bad. And he's gained a lot of weight, but not in a way that's like, it's making him slow. Like, he looks
fat.
So slow now. Yeah, he looks slow.
I hate the fact that he's in Miami with our offensive line and our quarterback.
He
shouldn't be there.
Like, I think
he shouldn't be there.
I think he's going to be back. And
he's definitely going to be back.
No.
The fact that he's in Miami tells you everything.
Like, I actually don't know if there's a player I hate more on the team than the way I hate him. I actually hate him more than Ingram. I'm not even kidding. I can't stand him. He looks like a clown on the field. The way he falls and like he just gets in everyone's way.
He's like an Eric Flowers.
Mm-hmm.
He's an older Eric Flowers.
So bad. Wow.
Which is like the worst insult, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, everyone knows the
but
torture.
He's been like that, and so that's partly. I do think Colombo like did something weird. Like, I don't know what voodoo he did to like break them all, but it needs to be fixed. So I think having an off season is going to be huge for this team, especially the O line. I mean, I think Parrott is another one that I am a huge fan of. I think he didn't get a fair opportunity this
I agree.
By any means. I think that, and then even that game where he let up three sacks. Okay, great. Why are you letting him continuously play if he's hurt and you're just letting his confidence get diminished? Like, just take him out. You do it. They did it every time he like didn't do anything wrong. So now you're leaving him in when he does do something wrong. Like, what are we learning here? I just am like not understanding the scenario. So I think them having an off season together is going to be massive. I think this O-line can pull it together, but I mean, they should take someone maybe even. Fleming is not an option. Hernandez is fine for the bench. I can't stand him, but he has played better and they've decreased his snaps. So I'm fine with that if that's the game plan. If he's going to get over 50% of the snaps, then no, please get rid of him. But Fleming's got to go. He's awful. He's literally a horrible football player. I'm not even kidding. Oh God.
I don't know why we don't just hire you as our GM. You got it all figured out. Like
I
don't
have a
understand.
plan. I promise. Just follow. Gentlemen, don't mess up, man. Like, I'm so scared about this draft.
It would be perfect. We can have Stephie as our GM. We'll change it from MetLife Stadium to White Claw Stadium.
Yeah.
It'll be
And I'll
awesome.
finally get the sponsorship I've been looking for. I harass them.
Yeah, no, it's the thing is that like this, I think that our team is like just complete chaos at all points. And like, no?
Compared to other teams in
Oh,
our
well,
division
yeah. I mean,
Like-
I'm glad we're not the Jets.
or the
Culture
Eagles.
is everything. I'm telling you though, because like these guys remind me of 07. Like having re-signing Logan Ryan is so big because
Yeah.
That was
True.
great.
with McKinney too, and McKinney in college played cornerback and safety, which is why I'm kind of not totally bought into the idea of drafting a quarterback, because I think that what they could do is maybe use his versatility.
And Julian Love.
And you have Love, who's he had like an okay season. And like he had good plays and then he had bad plays. He's a good player. I don't know if he like should be the CB, but he could cover that hole. So
Yeah.
I just don't want them to try so hard to fix something, but then when you could maybe utilize what you have. And McKinney is someone that he did play cornerback in college. He was so versatile. He was super underrated. And that was like one of our best picks. And I think you saw that the last game. So to have Logan Ryan there to like be a mentor to him too is so like the value in that is so huge. People like Peppers that are bought in, like these guys are bought into the system, and you never saw one of them say a bad word about each other on press. And this is the only team in the league that can confidently say that happened. So, but it used to not be like that. And that's how I know things are better, because this is how it was back in the 2000s. Like no one talked, like with the exception of some people, obviously people slipped in, but I think it speaks volumes, especially with Patrick Graham. I mean, you're going to want guys that want to come play for the Giants now because they're building a system that's going to win eventually.
Yeah. Did you guys see that video of Patrick Graham like getting so pumped and just like it's like it seems like so out of character, but like also like we don't really see like so much of him on the sidelines and stuff. Like that video got me hyped.
There's like a mixtape of him just screaming on sidelines.
It's so funny.
Right?
It's so lit.
He be screaming crazy.
I would run through a wall for that guy. Not even
That guy, yo, that guy's amazing. Bro.
We need someone like
run through
that
a
as an
wall.
offensive coordinator, though. It's like you've got
True.
Judge,
We need an offensive
Graham,
coordinator.
and, like,
Right. That's what I was going to say. Like Judge, even
Right.
seeing Judge in the summer, the way he was like with the players, like, could you ever imagine like McAdoo or Sherman doing either, like anything like that?
Can we talk about Joe Judge for a second? Can we really get in depth with him?
Yeah,
Because
let's talk about Joe Judge.
We really got to think about it. He's never been a head coach ever before, right? He comes in the worst season possible to become a head coach. No OTAs, everything's like this on Zoom, and he still managed to build a culture that everybody wants to come play for. Everybody's re-signing. Patrick Graham doesn't leave, and it's a competitive team, and it has a good bright side. Like that is.
Yo, what's up, Brian? Joe Judge to me, man, is the guy. Like, I was like, honestly, I knew he was the guy. That press conference.
Yep.
Press conference.
Yep.
When I
Yeah.
saw,
I think we all know what we're talking about.
that press
The
conference,
blue collar.
you know the press conference.
I'm getting like chills.
I have goosebumps.
Yeah.
Right? No, me too. I was like,
Yeah.
Got me chills. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, at first, like, when I saw the name on my phone, I'm like, who is this person?
Yeah.
Why hire him? I didn't know who he was, respectfully. I knew who he was because the Titans game last year, he spoke to Bill Belichick on the sideline. I'm like, that's the guy we hired. I'm like, oh, okay. But honestly, like, I didn't really know like he was like anything. Honestly, I thought we were gonna hire either
Matt
Don
Rule.
Lee, that was in Baltimore, or on the enemy.
Yeah, I low key wanted. I kind of wanted Matt Rule. I thought that he kind of gave off like a really positive energy and like was like there for the team and like a team guy. And I was like kind of upset when we didn't pick him up. I was like,
So was I. I wanted Rule or Ron Rivera, but I am so glad we got Joe Judge. I am so glad.
I would have died if we got Ron Rivera, honestly.
I want to be enemy. I want every be enemy. That's what I want. Like that guy is gonna be a damn good coach.
Yeah.
Who I hire him. Like for real.
We gotta
Like
Joe Judge
We
is
just
such
need an
a
OC.
blessing.
We just need an OC. It's
like I
so.
love Joe Judge.
But you know what? I think Joe Judge, I think he's so calm about things. And like every time you hear these pressers and he's like, we don't care about what the score is. We don't care what the standings is. I think he's actually being serious because he's literally rebuilding an organization. And I think his plan is to slowly bring people in. Like, I mean, I think that whether or not Colombo got fired in the middle of the season, I think the plan was always to get rid of him at the end and it start slowly bringing people in. So it's hard. I'm surprised that, honestly, I'm a little surprised that Garrett's still here. I think basically, I wouldn't be shocked that no one is interviewing him either, but then some of these things are saying Gase is getting interviewed, so I don't really know. And Garrett's a better head coach than he is offensive coordinator. I'll give him, that's all I will give him, and that ends with a period. Like I have nothing else nice to say.
Yeah.
But I think his idea is that he's going to slowly bring people, like guys that he knows and he trusts. Like the Patrick Graham hire was
so big.
The best thing that
big.
could have happened. Like they stacked that defense. They used what they had. Like, I mean, look at who they picked: Carter Coughlin and Cam Brown, like undrafted. Yeah. You brought them in, like
Nico Lalos.
Nico.
Like, come on.
Lalo, Darnay Holmes,
Crowder.
No respect. Our damn defense. Like, let me tell you, like, yeah, I'm telling you. So
relevant.
We just need to fit. It's just the offense. It's our problem. It's our offense. Period.
Offense. Once we get an offense, once we stack up on offense and get Saquon back, we're gonna be a problem.
Yeah, that's why I said watch out for this team. Watch out for this team.
It's gonna be a problem. Oh
even Garrett next year, as long as
Saquon's
healthy, we should be all right.
Yeah. And I think also a lot of, Judge is so good though. And then Bill Belichick can come be our GM in a couple of years.
Oh, GM, right? Yo, Bill Belichick to be GM.
That's like my dream. So if I could have one thing, it would be Bill Belichick.
I'll be excited with that.
Oh, imagine.
I would die.
Oh, I would die.
I would actually pass away.
I ain't gonna lie.
Go back home, baby.
I kind of want to get him in. I want to get him in out of here this year. Honestly,
I wanted
Ed Dobbs from Ed Dobbs. Like that's what I wanted. I wanted Ed Dobbs. I wanted a new GM that came from a winning team that knew how to build a winning culture for real. Like Gettleman to me, bro. Like honestly, bro. Like I'm not the biggest Gettleman fan, bro. I hate Gettleman,
I don't think
bro.
anybody.
That OBJ trade is like yo that OBJ trade. That trade still gives me chills till like this day, bro. Like to me, like I loved him when he was here, bro. I didn't want to trade him. I didn't want to let him go. Feel me? But it is what it is now, though, nigga.
The thing with Odell though was that he was so like almost overly outspoken, and I was just like, at first I was like, okay, like he's got a personality, it is what it is, some of these guys are a bit diva-ish. That's just the way that it goes. But like once he just started like just running his mouth like every moment that he could, I was like, dude, like if you're gonna speak like this, you have to match up on the field. It doesn't work the same way like this. And I think it probably was a really great trade. We got Dexter Lawrence out of it, and
I definitely we got Dexter Lawrence and Jabril Peppers, who is one of my favorite players.
I love
Peppers.
I love
Ozay Jimenez is 50-50 to me, honestly. But Jabril been balling. Dexter Lawrence been balling. Feel me? They've been balling out. They've been going crazy. Feel me? You know what I'm saying? But listen, and then honestly, like I don't know, like with me, like the Giants, honestly, I think we need a good backup next year. Like sign 1, 2, like let's say if Jones get hurt, somebody else besides Colt McCoy that like come in, like take care of the football team. Like that.
They're just like letting
like,
that Cardinals game was absolute murder. That was
it was disgusting.
He was getting folded like a lawn chair, and nobody did anything about it. I couldn't wait.
We need
obviously he's gonna get hurt.
We need Jacoby Brissett. That's his name. Yeah. So I believe like he's a free agent this summer, this spring, whatever. But
I don't know. I don't know if we would pick him up though, because if
He was wrong way.
is leaving the Colts, they might just bring him up to be a starter and sign him, because we've seen Jacoby Brissett as a starter before. So the Colts might not even bother looking for somebody else.
That could be true.
Or Foles will go to the Colts.
that
Or
could be
not
true.
Foles. What's his face? Wentz.
Wentz isn't going anywhere anymore. Let's
Yeah.
talk about the Eagles. For a second.
Oh yes, let's talk about the Eagles.
Let's talk about the Eagles for a
The
second.
Eagles, oh yeah.
Let's go there.
Yo, if we don't annihilate them, that
We're gonna blow them out.
fam, I don't want any prisoners. 56
Get the mop out.
After living in Philly for 7
Destroy
years and to
them,
have to
bro.
witness it, it's much worse in person.
I kid.
Trust me when I tell you, I was there when the same year they won the Super Bowl. I was at the game with the 63-yard field goal. I was at like Eli's game at Lil Link where we were winning and then they won in overtime. Was at all of those games.
Wow.
So I hate
We did
the
end
Eagles,
the
man.
season beating the Eagles and the Cowboys finally. Like that's
Yeah.
a good
that I think
that
spoke
was
volumes.
breaking the curse of the Plaxico.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, it's getting broken. Like ever since that guy shot himself, we've been like literally. And I think that we're just on the up. It might be slow, but it is happening.
Yeah.
It might be up. Like I think us and Washington is like here and here. Feel me? Because like they got a good
I
team
agree.
too with Chase Young and
Yeah.
Montez Sweat
Yeah.
and all of them. But honestly, what's gonna hold them back is them getting a QB. What scares me is
they
them
don't
getting
have a
Washington.
quarterback.
That scares me. That scares me
Their
a
cap
lot.
space isn't great
Them
too,
getting
and they have a
Deshaun
bad.
Watson in the off season.
I'm not worried about them I think they're gonna
No.
do dumb and take like I don't know.
I
think
think they're gonna sign
Washington-
Cam Newton.
I think Washington's going to be
They're
good.
all defense, no offense. They basically the 49ers like a couple years back, like basically with Bosa and like Armstead and like all them players basically.
Yeah.
That's how they basically built their whole team basically, honestly.
Yeah.
Like that.
In terms of our division, I'm even when Dak comes back, I'm not afraid of the Cowboys. Like
Cowboys always
Yeah.
screw them.
Cowboys is
no,
Cowboys
and
is
like the
it's no
fact that-
it's no Prescott. I mean Prescott wasn't that great to me anyway. So him coming back
Is he
ain't
gonna
make
come
a difference,
back though?
honestly.
They had to.
I know.
They
gonna
are,
make a
the
difference.
Cowboys are
He-
gonna
he-
mess that up.
they're gonna mess it up.
They're gonna mess it up.
Running his
100%.
mouth. He's
Go.
running his
They're gonna
mouth.
let him go, honestly. They're gonna let him
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, and the thing too with
They're
like
gonna let him go. But honestly, but to be honest with you, like I think we should be the favorites coming into next year. I think we should be the not clear favorite, but like the favorite, like us and Washington, obviously.
More
But
clear.
if Washington don't quarterback next year, I think we'll be good. You know what I mean? We'll be straight. Honestly.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I want to get everybody's input on Dougie losing his job,
Oh yeah.
because I
Oh, yeah.
think I'm like thinking right now that this had everything to do with Howie Roseman and the fact that Doug Peterson was like, it's either me or Wentz, and Howie was like, I'm picking Wentz for whatever reason. And I want to hear, Brandon, you seem the most animated about it. Let me hear what you have to say about the Eagles and the Doug Peterson firing.
I mean, the Eagles are just a gross franchise. Every single fan of them is just a gross human being. And I'm not going to curse on here, but you can imagine what I was going to say, right? The Eagles are not a good franchise. They won one Super Bowl. Congratulations. You did it. Now your team's in shambles 3 years later. All right. Doug Peterson is a coach who decided he was going to tank on primetime television on a Sunday night where our playoff chances rode on it, whatever. We didn't deserve to be in the playoffs. That's fine. But how do you tank for a draft pick that you're not going to make? That is a bona fide bozo move. He is an idiot, and he doesn't deserve another job. He should go work for the Jets because he's going to be irrelevant.
Yo.
Carson Wentz.
See,
All right,
I hate Doug Peterson.
Me too. I would fight him if I
hate
saw
that
him.
man. I
God.
hate that man, bro. I hate that man. I hate the Philadelphia Eagles. I hate the organization. I hate their fan base, bro. Like everything Philly, like that Lincoln Financial Field, that stupid statue they got in front of the building. A
I would
building
spit on
I've
him.
never been to, and honestly, yo, bro, I wouldn't even want to. Nah, honestly, bro, I might never go to the link, bro. I'm gonna give it a but. I'm like that MetLife, honestly, bro. Like, oh, bro, like I hate the Eagles so much.
I
So
would
what
spit
about
on that.
you?
You know what I mean?
So
I hate the Eagles.
obviously, like my
I hate the Eagles. Bro.
hatred for the
I
Eagles
hate
is
the Eagles.
deep rooted, just
Mhm.
as a whole. But in regards to, I was kind of shocked that they fired Doug Peterson. I was also shocked that they didn't, fire both of them. I think Howie Roseman has had
100%.
a lot of blame,
Hey,
and
Rose.
my boyfriend is a huge Eagles fan, which sucks, but it is what it is.
How does that
But
work?
I get a
Oh
lot of
no!
feedback. Like,
Oh no! Oh no! 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 Go find you a Giants fan.
we've been
Go
together
find you
for
a
9 years, so he's probably not going anywhere. But you know,
I got
I get, like, it's interesting though, for what I will say is like to hear his perspective on everything, and he's like one of those crazy fans, like one of those you see at the link. So he's very passionate about the team. But I've heard a lot of like his feedback about it, and
Yo,
it seems like their consensus was kind of
Brandon.
like how he should have gone as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I think like that just should have been what happened. But I think a lot had to be said too. Like I got a lot. So some of my family's from South Jersey, so I got a lot. Like I'm surrounded by Eagles fans. Like I live in PA. Like
Yeah.
boyfriend, some family members. A lot of them I thought what was so interesting about like Doug Peterson deliberately tanking was like they were like, you're just mad because the Giants didn't make it. I'm like, look, like we didn't deserve to make it. I can fully accept that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just can't fathom like, you know, to do that to the players, which is I know like what Joe Judge said, and like like Jalen Hurts was hurt. I felt like, and I hate the Eagles, like I really, but there was a little part of me that I was like, that sucks for you. Like that's not my problem because like that's not my organization. So like sucks for you.
Yeah.
But like in his athletic, like in his defense, like take over once, like I thought he did a decent job. It kind of sucked to be in his position and to be put like, hey, like we're putting in Sudfeld for the entire game and we're gonna mask it as we want to see what he can do and like we want to win. And it's like the guy I don't even think completed anything and you're destroying his confidence. So like if you were any sort of coach, you'd be like, this poor kid's getting destroyed. So like maybe we need to reevaluate. But I thought what was so interesting was so many Eagle fans were like, you know, not seeing anything wrong with it. And I was like, but there is. And the fact that you had Chris Collingsworth say it, like you had analysts say it, you had Hall of Fame Eagles players coming on finding a fault with this, like like you screwed up. And I think like that had to have done, like I personally think, like I know there were talks about like Doug and Howie and all of these things, but I kind of do think that had an effect on it, regardless of what they say, because when you lose the locker room, I mean, we saw it. Like we have seen a locker room in shambles. We've seen McAdoo just like, I don't even know what he was doing. Like I can't even put a verb there because I simply don't think there is anything to describe like what he did.
Hold on. Before you continue with the McAdoo thing, I want to go back to Odell. That is why Odell was so outspoken. Oh, my fault. But that's why Odell was so outspoken, because he never had a coach or a culture like that.
Right.
So if Odell was with this team, he would not be the same guy.
I agree with that. I think
he
that
never had a Joe Judge. Honestly,
I think what was frustrating about Odell and like the culture was he kind of brought himself to the speaking point, but like you said, like he wasn't producing at the same time. Like he was good, and obviously the team as a whole wasn't good. Like it just simply wasn't. But I think for fans, like it was real, and like also as fans, like we weren't used to having an outspoken player like that. I don't think we had like people took it to that extreme. I think that it kind of
never.
Like to me, I was very turned off by that. Like I was kind of just like, I mean, I'm not doubting his athleticism, but like especially when he like crap talked Eli at that one point, I don't think he was.
That was
like that is a mortal sin. You don't like. You simply just don't. You just don't. Like
to me, like the Eli thing to me, maybe he was saying the truth, but I wish he would have kept it in house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe Eli, what he wasn't the Eli, feel me, back then. But I wish he would have kept it to the mirror, to Gettleman, like, yo, listen, this
Sure.
guy ain't it. It's time to move on.
Mhm.
Feel me? They would have understand it, but don't say it to the public so that we could hear it and other people could hear it too. Feel me?
I agree with that.
Kept it in house.
Yeah. And I mean,
honestly,
also, like, I'm a
honestly.
Daniel Jones sympathizer. I definitely am an Eli sympathizer.
Yeah.
I think he got the raw end of the deal.
E-
They didn't fix the problems that we still have, that we are now slowly getting.
Even yeah. I mean, Daniel Jones to me, like, even though like Daniel Jones to me personally, right? Like, even though to me personally, right? Like, Daniel Jones to me personally, like, I don't know, like on draft night, I wasn't the biggest fan of him. Feel me? I wanted Haskins, which it was just. Don't ask me why.
Thank God we didn't do that.
Yeah.
Why? Thank God we didn't get him. Oh, thank God we didn't get him. But listen, I kind of wish, like, till this day, we had Justin Herbert. Like that. But like, oh man,
I would love Justin Herbert.
I know.
Oh my God.
I love Justin Herbert
Oh.
like so much, and the fact that he's in
Yeah,
LA.
Justin Herbert and Justin Herbert. He's going out there in LA. He about to have a new coach, a new everything. He about to go crazy over there.
You know what though I said?
I hope Gary goes there. I pray they
Yeah, they need to take Garrett. Yeah,
I
tell
would be
Garrett
so
to go
bad
out
for
there.
Justin Herbert though. Then
Not
he'd
our
have to
He's
problem.
not my quarterback. I don't care.
Yeah, that's pass
not
it
my
off.
quarterback, right?
Not my quarterback.
True.
I think
It's not my team.
when it comes to Daniel Jones, and I said this once before, like, I think he has the potential. I think with him, a lot of it's mental, and I can see it through him. I think he definitely, like, gets in his head with things. I also think what's unfortunate is some of Jason Garrett's play calling set him up for failure, which is frustrating. So I love Daniel Jones. Like, I get it. I understand the arguments. I just feel like he hasn't had a complete fair shot. I think this coming year, we have fingers crossed we are accumulating the pieces that we need. I might have a much different story to tell in a year to see how he does. Yeah. But I'm kind of like, I'm okay with him for right now because I think some of his weakness isn't all on him.
Yeah. Well, like, to me personally, like, I wish, like honestly, like, you watch these young quarterbacks though, like Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen now, which he's going crazy up there in Buffalo. Like, they always
it's his third year. It's his third year. Daniel Jones is going into his third year.
His third year. He has
DJ's going into his third year.
Like, Stephon Diggs has been wonders to that boy's career. Like,
amazing.
That guy made him jump crazy. Like, that connection is just, man. Like, I just hope once DJ get that number one wide receiver, I hope he has that jump. Like, oh my God, like, Giant fans go crazy next year. Like, for real.
It will. It'll happen.
Man.
Like, to compare him to, like, other people too. I mean, even Baker Mayfield's going into his third year now or second year.
Crazy.
This is his third, right?
I think this is his third. But either way, I mean, both. Yeah.
Yeah. Like Baker, like Baker.
Patrick Mahomes.
They got Stefanski for him.
Yeah,
Mahomes is crazy too. Yeah,
Baker Mayfield wasn't good until he got Stefanski.
True. That's absolutely true.
He was awful. With DJ, look, I could argue DJ all day. I would bank my house on DJ because, number one, he's got the arm talent that almost nobody has. Well, that's a little excessive, but his QBR on 20-plus yard passes is up there in, like, the top 5. So he has the arm, he has the accuracy. He's fast. He's a top 3 running quarterback. Whenever he has Saquon Barkley in the backfield, he's like 25 touchdowns and 3
He's with the Lamar Jackson.
And you take Evan Ingram out of there, he's perfectly fine.
Yeah. So no, I 100% agree. And to go off of your point, off of Brandon's point about Baker, it's like we saw Baker and, like, he was a first-round pick. He was the first overall pick for a reason. He balled out in Oklahoma. He did so good. but having Hugh Jackson, like it just wasn't working out for the Browns. And he also had just continuously didn't have any offensive coordinator or coach that was consistent. And once he got Stefanski and he knew that he was going to fit with Stefanski, like he hated Kitchens. I just saw a clip that said that he called Freddie Kitchens an idiot on the sideline because he was like, that guy is an idiot. Like he's so stupid, he doesn't know what he's doing. So the fact that Baker and Stefanski like meshed well together is the reason why the Browns just scored 28 points in the first quarter against the Steelers. And it's the reason why he wasn't. Yeah, the Stefanski wasn't even there. And I think that just goes to show like
Stefanski changed the culture. Kevin Stefanski changed the culture in Cleveland.
Yeah.
For sure. 100%. He changed that culture overnight. Like that. Like
wonders, and I think that's a solid comparison because DJ and Judge are like meshing well together. Maybe this wasn't the best year because he had people like Evan Ingram to throw to and Slayton
and no Saquon Barkley.
And no Saquon. Like next year, once Saquon's healthy again.
Dude, like next year, Danny should have like 30 touchdowns, like 33, 35, like at least next year. Like 30. He should have that jump.
I genuinely believe that. I genuinely think that with the
he should have that jump next year.
And with Saquon back, and we have a run game, and
he should have a Josh Allen season. He should have a Josh Allen season, basically.
Yeah,
like the Josh Allen season, like now he should have that next year, basically. Like him, Kyler, like him and Kyler should be like neck and neck next year, honestly, in all seriousness. And Drew Lock too. Well, if Drew Lock is even good.
Okay, all right.
Drew Lock is
We are not comparing Drew Lock to Daniel Jones. Please don't do that. Please don't do that.
We're not doing that.
No, we are not doing that.
He might go. They might kick him out of there.
Yeah, they should kick him out of there.
Zach Wilson or Trey Lance or somebody, they might kick Drew Lock out the door.
In all fairness to any Denver quarterback, though, you're in the same division as Patrick Mahomes. Good luck.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Like you can't.
Good luck. Oh yeah. And Justin Herbert.
Yeah, exactly. Like good luck.
Herbert and Mahomes. You're not
like they can't do anything. So you could keep Drew Lock. You could draft anybody you want.
That's
Sam, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What do you think the Giants are going to do now, like with Gallman, if Saquon comes back? Because I kind of fell in love with Gallman. I'm not going to lie.
I did too.
I definitely.
And I'm concerned.
No, I think the thing is, I think that this is going to be really good because, you know, there's going to be times where one or the other is going to get tired. And the fact that we'll be able to switch them out, I think is going to be super beneficial to us. Do I want Saquon in the backfield like most of the time? Absolutely. But the times where Saquon, like, you know, they do have different run patterns. So, you know, if there's going to be times where they're like, oh, hey, like maybe Gallman's going to be better against this defensive line, put in Gallman. Like, I think that just works for us in our favor to have two running backs like that.
Like, I agree, but I don't know if they'll do that.
I don't think they will because they're not smart enough to do that.
That's why I'm worried. Like, I'm nervous.
But I believe somebody is going to pay Gallman though.
I do too. I don't think he's going to want to stay.
That's going to be the scary part.
That in the bag.
Yeah, that people are going to want to pay Gallman to be RB1. You know, we're not going to do that with
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I think that's going to be a bit of a problem because I don't even
know about Saquon Barkley next year. Honestly, because if he gets hurt, we're not paying him again, bro. We're not paying him. If he's like hurt next year, though, honestly, feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, I know.
I said the same thing today. If he gets hurt for the third straight season, it might be done.
I mean, I don't want that to happen. Obviously, I do not want that to happen. I want Saquon. I think Saquon's not only a great running back, but I think just like as a player, like he's just like
he's a great running back. Yeah, that's true. And it's funny because like back then, people made was like so mad about it because like we didn't draft Sam Darnold and stuff like that. I would have like, yo, listen, Sam Darnold was not all of that, honestly, bro. So, end of the day, Saquon Barkley is the best back in the league. He's better than Dalvin Cook. He's better than Nick Chubb, all these running backs. Once you get a line,
throw Derrick Henry into that mix.
Gets a line.
Yeah, I was gonna say Derrick Henry might be.
Chubb.
Once he gets Derrick Henry too. Once he gets a line, throw me and weapons around him, he's gonna
Yeah.
go crazy. So
No.
Yes,
so
sir.
just be patient with him, bro. For real. He
See,
didn't even have the offensive line like all the other running backs like even like half, feel me? So it's like
No,
once you get that O line, man,
Yeah.
it's
It's
about to go
over.
zoom.
It's over.
Once we get a solid offensive line.
Barkley. Imagine Saquon Barkley and Kyle Shanahan offense right now. Like imagine Barkley with Kyle Shanahan in San Fran. That'll be crazy. They'll have numbers for days. Like
the thing is with
That'll be crazy.
Saquon is that like the thing is that I know he's a great like running back and everything. Sometimes I feel like he doesn't fit into our offense. Sometimes
Don't say that. Don't say that.
I don't want him to go.
Please don't say that. Don't
I
even
would
speak
never
that
want him
into
to go.
existence. Don't speak that into existence.
I'm
please.
not trying to. I'm just saying
Saquon
sometimes like
Barkley.
I just don't see like I think our offensive line getting better would definitely help him out because for some reason we don't know how to create the way for him because he gets like 2 yards and then it's nothing. And I'm like, what's the point of having Saquon if we can't do anything with him? So yes, I want to keep him. I never would.
I'm not gonna lie to people. I'm not gonna lie to nobody here. I actually wish we signed Jay Conklin. Honestly, like I know Conklin got a big deal in Cleveland, but I just kind of wish the Giants would have signed Conklin to like a big deal, and maybe he would have been right tackle, and Thomas would have been left tackle, and we would have like, called it the day. But I don't know how the money would have worked out. But because maybe if we would have signed Conklin last year, then maybe Martinez or Bradbury probably is not here right now. So
Yeah,
you know,
Bradbury
probably.
ain't going nowhere.
I love James Bradbury. I love having that man on our team.
Bradbury.
He's so quiet. He's so humble
Bradbury,
too. He's the goat.
Patrick Surtain and Bradbury next year. That's gonna man.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're gonna do the ball on that.
The thing is too with James Bradbury, he's our guy that we can put on the DK Metcalf, DeAndre Hopkins, like literally anybody. The Larry Fitzgeralds, like we saw him do all of that, and like it's just so satisfying. The fact that like DK Metcalf did not look like DK Metcalf in the game that we played against the Seahawks was so
made
satisfying.
him a little boy.
Yeah, and DK Metcalf is not a
little boy.
He was
man.
like
Bradbury Island. You coming to see Bradbury and MetLife on his island. Okay, you're not about to get no touchdown on his head. Okay, he's locking you down for the whole game. Period, bro. You're not about to touch that man, bro. That man was clamping up for putting the X on people all year long. Hopefully next year he don't have a down year, bro. I hope he keep playing.
Oh, whoa.
Period.
You can't even speak that into existence,
only.
sir. Yeah, please don't ever say that.
What did you say?
We don't need that. We don't
repeat it. Don't repeat it.
We don't need Bradbury to have a down year. We don't need that.
No.
Oh, no. What?
We don't need that. We do not need that.
We're going to stop talking negatively because
it's
upsetting Brandon.
Yeah, please.
Anyway, so, but honestly, I'm just excited for the season. Honestly, in all seriousness, I'm just excited for the season. Like, oh man,
I don't know
what
to do.
I hope
I know.
What'd you say, Brandon?
I don't know what to do every Sunday now.
I know.
Like,
it's
it's
definitely
so
not
long
as fun.
These 9 months might be bad.
Tweeting, but it's not about the
like that's all we can do is just tweet about stuff, and we don't have any real say.
Just tweet and hope and be like, I know. I was like, it was so weird on like Sunday being like, wait, what? I was like, this isn't fun. I don't want to tweet about teams that aren't mine.
I have a game day routine.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, this is fun.
I hope
Rams are boring to watch. I don't know what else to tweet.
The Rams are so boring.
Every time I'm just like,
I literally like I never would wish like anybody to get hurt, but the most exciting part of that game was John Wolford getting hurt and like I would never want anything to happen. Like I don't wish injury upon anybody, but I was just like, okay, now that that's over. This game is
I was just sitting there and I was like, can Russell Wilson do something so like they advance? Because I was like, I can't watch this another week.
Russell was disappointing.
Patrick Graham broke Russell Wilson.
He did.
Yeah, he seriously did.
He broke that man. He broke
Yeah,
that
I-
Broke
man.
him in half.
But honestly,
Yeah, it's definitely not the same because then also like right now I'm like I try to always like pick a team for like the playoffs that like I'm just kind of like rooting for. So like that's the Bills for me right now.
Same.
And like, when we
word, the Bills too. I hope Josh Allen get that Lombardi trophy, man. I hope
Nah,
him and
nah.
No?
they celebrate.
Don't sleep on the
No?
Packers. Don't
Oh,
sleep
well,
on
yeah.
the Packers. Aaron Rodgers
Alright.
is a bad
I
man.
understand.
We
that.
want a new face in there.
He's getting
No,
old. He's
Devontae
getting
Adams
old.
is that guy. Devontae Adams is the best wide receiver in the league. Period.
Okay, so my like way too early
I
Super Bowl
don't
prediction.
know. Devontae
Packers.
Adams won't be
And
seeing
now,
Jalen
like,
Ramsey next
I
Sunday,
genuinely think that like if the Bills end up beating the Ravens this weekend and it's going to be Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen in that AFC Championship game, it's going to be such a good game.
It's
Like,
gonna be
I
a shootout.
100% agree.
It's gonna be a shootout.
Gonna be
Yeah,
a
it's gonna be-
shootout game.
It's just going to be
Feel me?
good
But
old
what if
fashioned.
what if Cleveland somehow beat the
All
Chiefs?
right.
You really think the Browns are going to beat the Chiefs?
No.
No.
Not even close.
I'm just saying, what if that happens though? That would be like insane
That would be
out of my head. I'm like, that would be crazy. I'll have like two heads if that happens.
I mean, like seeing them play against the Steelers this weekend was like genuinely like remarkable. I was like, this
The
team.
Steelers are. They're
I just have this feeling that the Browns are gonna get really like egotistical. They're gonna go into this game with a lot of confidence. And Patrick Mahomes, who has been resting for 2 weeks, he didn't play against the Chargers in Week 17, is just gonna come out and just absolutely just blow up.
annihilate them.
Like I genuinely think
He might put a 40 on them. Like it might
Easily.
get bad.
No, it's not might. Easily will
No,
put 40.
it's gonna be a high
destroy
score.
them, bro. He might. Oh man.
No,
They might have to. Cleveland might as well not fly to Kansas City, Missouri tomorrow.
That's
Don't
what
fly
I
there,
said.
bro.
That's what I said.
It's not gonna be good. Don't fly. Do not fly there. Do not go there, bro.
Don't even
it's gonna
take
be
the trip.
bad.
Stay home.
I'm even bad. No. I'm even worried. Listen. So I know like next season on the schedule we play Kansas City. Yo, listen. I'm saying right now.
We're losing. We're losing. Let's just get that.
We're losing.
Let's just
To
get
be
that
fair,
out of the way.
100%. We're not being Kansas City. At Arrowhead? No.
No,
way.
not at Arrowhead. Definitely not. Especially if next year
No,
there's
Oh, good.
not
We're going
Arrowhead.
15-1.
No.
15-1 next year.
No.
yeah. No, I
15-1. I'm up with that. I'm cool with 15-1. I'm cool with that.
the only reason why the Raiders beat the Chiefs this year was because they're in the same division and they're like it's different when you play a divisional team and like you play these teams all the time. Like the Raiders know about Patrick Mahomes and they know about that defense. So like I think that's part of the only reason why the Raiders were able to beat the Chiefs. And it was also early in the season as well.
Yeah.
So otherwise, and obviously the Chargers beat them because none of their starters were playing because they were like, why would we play? So
Yeah, word. Oh, but like Kansas City though, man. They looking like the next dynasty. I hope I'm wrong, but that's how they're
No, they are
right now though.
They are.
They're
right
already
now,
there.
like 100%. The next dynasty. I hope Buffalo just like, you know what I mean, zip it. You know what I mean, send them home. But if not, yeah, it might look bad, bro. I ain't gonna lie. They might repeat. They might repeat. Yeah, they got a good chance of repeating back-to-back championships. Honestly, like the first time since what Dallas in 95.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's insane, bro.
They're not giving Patrick Mahomes $500 million for no reason. That the man has that much money because
crazy. They got him. They got Tyreek. They got Travis Kelce. They got Nicole Harmon. They got DeMar Robinson. They got Sammy Watkins. They got too many weapons over there, bro. They got another they got like a track star over there, like track team plus Andy Reid, one of the best play callers in like NFL like history, like
ever.
Oh man, they got everything over there, bro.
They are what the Buccaneers want to be.
Yo, for real.
Like the Buccaneers have so much talent on their team, and like for some reason they're just like not.
They're gonna lose this weekend.
You think so?
Oh, to the Saints? No.
No?
I think the Saints are gonna win.
I can't see Brady losing to a divisional opponent.
He
3
lost to them
times
twice in the
eyes.
regular season.
Yeah, but
I
it's
can't
really
see it.
I
I
do
understand
see
that though, but this is the playoffs though.
And
Feel
it's
me?
really hard to lose the same
I just
team
don't
3
think
times in
Brady
1
want to
year.
lose
That's
3
true.
times. Honestly,
I don't know.
honestly, I don't believe that. I don't.
But
That
I
I don't
would
think he
love to see
will.
Tom Brady go down.
Feel me?
I think we would all like
Tom
to
Brady
see
go
Tom
I
down.
think
Brady.
we
I mean,
all
he
love
might.
that.
He might go down. Feel me? Like you know what I'm saying?
I think it's gonna
you
be
know
a
what I
good game,
mean?
though.
But
Yeah, well.
I think it's definitely gonna be a really.
it's
good
gonna
game.
be it's going to be a good game. Honestly, the only game I might see it being a blowout is Chiefs Browns. That might be a blowout game. Like oh man,
I don't know if it's
that's
gonna be a
gonna
blowout.
crazy,
I
bro.
really don't. I think they're gonna put up a fight. I don't know if they're gonna win.
Maybe if like run the ball,
They're gonna
like
run the
Nick
ball
Chubb,
all the time. They're gonna
Yeah.
try and kill as much clock as possible.
run the ball, chew clock, kill clock with Chubb and Hunt. Yeah, I think that's what they might do. Honestly, I just feel bad that Odell ain't out there to
I
play with
know.
his team.
I
With a team
know.
that
I feel so bad for him.
has a culture, yo.
I
Like
feel
they have
bad.
a culture.
I
there,
feel bad for him
and I feel
too.
bad that he's not out there with them right now, yo. Like,
They would be a lot more
crazy,
dangerous if
man.
Odell was out there.
Yeah. No, I think that
Word, yo. It would
you know
be
he's been like
crazy,
trying to chase the playoffs for so
man.
long, and then
He's on a good
doesn't
team.
make it.
I know.
He finally gets back there, and he's not there playing. Shaking my head, man.
All right.
Shaking
Well,
my head.
we've been going for like an hour and a half. So in order to wrap up our recording, I know Stephie left because she had another show to go to, which is why she's not here. But why don't we just kind of go around and just kind of give our final takes on everything, and we'll go Tova, Brandon, DJ.
Got you.
All right. So I think my biggest takeaway just from the season as a whole was that I think we're definitely trending in the upward direction, which is something that I feel like we haven't seen even pre-McAdoo era. I loved Coughlin. I just think the pieces started to become undone, so to speak. So I think the biggest takeaway for me is like we found our coach. There's more. You can just feel the change. Like you see the changes among the players and everything. And although obviously it would have been better to get into the playoffs, I think we have a lot of positivity to look forward to and more things to come. So that being said, I'm excited, nervous obviously for the draft, but I'm sure that'll be another episode when that all happens.
Right.
Because like God knows there will be a lot to talk about then. But all in all, I think for what we've come from and we basically tortured ourselves and suffered through for the last few years, definitely on the uprise, which I'm okay with that. I'm good with that for right now. So
100%. All right, Brandon.
Same thing, really. I mean, we are definitely on the up and up. This team is like 07 with this. Our defensive line is one of the best in the NFL. I could argue that all day. You give me Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones healthy in a backfield, and you get me another wide receiver one, I think we're a certified playoff team. And I think 2023, if anybody that knows me, I've been saying that's our year. I say it's to win the Super Bowl. I might be a little dramatic on that part, but 2023 is going to be our best year yet. Next year is going to be good, but 2023 is going to be the best year.
Sweet.
Yeah, so basically for me, honestly for me, man, I'm just excited for the season. This new season, man. This season gonna be crazy. Gonna have some up and down. I'm nervous about the draft, obviously, of course. Free agency too, because get them in, let it go, Cocoa Puffs out here. You know what I mean? But besides that, anyways, but honestly, I think we'll have a good year. I think we'll be a good team next year. You know what I mean? I think we'll be with like the Dolphins was like this year, this season. I mean last season, this season. And then basically we'll be a up and rise team, stuff like that. Get into the playoffs, you know what I mean? Big year for Danny and Saquon, the one wide receiver. You know what I mean? Hoping Garrett's gone. You know what I'm saying? And then basically, win the NFC East and you know what I mean? Just having some fun with it. And then honestly, just getting back to MetLife, man, as
Yep.
person.
Oh
you
yeah.
Getting back to MetLife in
Get
person
back
for
to
that.
MetLife. Hopefully
Yeah.
we can have just like a big old Twitter tailgate.
That'd be so
Just,
lit.
like,
Love it.
That'll be so lit.
so much fun.
That'd be sick.
That'll be lit. Oh,
But
man.
yeah, I mean, I agree with all three of you in terms of our final thoughts here. So guys, I really, really hope that we can do this again. Maybe we'll do a post-draft one where we can kind of give our draft grades on everything that went
Love it.
down. And yeah, this was so fun.
This was so much fun. Thank you so much for
Thank you so much. Appreciate
doing
that.
it and reaching out. This was great. So I'm
Yeah.
super appreciative for you to
Appreciate that.
think of me
Absolutely.
to do it.
Yeah, of course. I'm really glad that we were able to connect. It's the beauty of the internet, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Thank you.
All
I
right.
appreciate
Well, it was so great like meeting you guys.
Yeah.
So crazy.
All right.
really
Well,
was.
so great to be with y'all, for real.
All right. See you
Happy.
guys.
All right, everybody.
See
I
you
will
guys.
talk to you guys soon.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
see you.
Have a good
Yeah.
week.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.